What's going on YouTube? Welcome to Westies Angling. It's Boxing Day and I've just met my dad at the Adlington stretch of the Leeds Liverpool Canal, and we're going to be doing a little bit of jigging and a little bit of drop shotting. Sorry about the main road, we're just walking down to the bridge now. If I sound a bit croaky, I'm sorry. I've not been so good the last couple of days. I think I've caught this bug that's been going around. Got two rods with me. Got one rod set up on a drop shot and the other rod set up with a jig on it, and my dad's just got his worm jig pre-set up there, but I'll talk you through the setup when we get to the actual canal. Fingers crossed we catch something. We've been out a couple of times and not had anything, so fingers crossed today is our day, so we'll see how we get on. There we are. So we're going to work our way towards Chorley and Fredericks. Hopefully there's not too many people on the canal today, but it is Boxing Day, so I imagine that there will be. Somebody fishing down there. Oh. Well, it looks like he's piking, doesn't it? First time I've seen anybody else fishing on the canal. Isn't it? You don't often see people.
Not these days, no.
So this is where I caught that little jack pike the first time we came out lure fishing, so we'll have a try here and work in that direction. Right, I'll put you on the chest cam and I'll quickly talk you through the setup that I'm using. Right folks, so I've got everything pre-set up like I've said. So I've just got a very fine drop shot set up on this one. Tiny little reel. That's a new little reel that I bought. Just an Abu Garcia reel, 1000, so it is tiny. And I've loaded it with 9-pound braid. So a very light braid. So there we go, that's the setup, pre-tied. Tied them myself. Got a tiny little 3.5 gram tungsten sinker there, which is really unobtrusive, and then a size 12 hook, and then got a length of probably about 2 or 3 foot of fluorocarbon there, 8-pound fluorocarbon. So that's ready to go. On my other one I've got my jig. So this is a Ned Salamander. I did actually have a bite on this the last time we came out. I didn't manage to hook up though. So Ned Salamander on a weedless jig head, if you can see that. So fingers crossed we get something on that today. I've just got a 10-pound wire trace, and that's going to 40-pound braid. I've got a little bait caster reel there, Advanta, on the ugly stick. I'll put them together, so that's ready to go, and I'll just swap between these throughout the day, give them both a good try out. I'm just going to put that in the clip because I'm going to start off on the drop shot. Let's get our bait out for the drop shot. So for my drop shot rig, I've brought some of these little tipsies, really tiny little worms, and they smell really fishy. I've actually opened them up, so they've got a scent to them, and then some worms, natural baits. And like I said, I'm using a size 12 drop shot hook. That should go nicely with that. This drop shot hook is really sharp because it keeps catching on everything. But that's what I'm using today. Now these worms are a few weeks old. Not much life left in them, but let's thread that down and on, and we'll give it a go. There we go. So that'll sit up in the water like that. See that? Now this kind of defeats the object of lure fishing in my eyes, but it's how you've all told me to do it, so let's make sure my drag's okay. Don't want to get broke. Just doing a really slow retrieve. I've probably got the worm maybe 4 inch from the weight. Casts nicely. So I'm literally just tapping the rod just to give it some left and right movement, and hopefully that just gives that worm a little bit of movement. Now I've got a feeling that my hook might be a little bit close to the weight. That's the only thing that I might have got a little bit wrong here. Right, let's give this salamander a try around this bridge. Just loosening the tension off on my spool, because this is a lighter jig head than what I've been casting with. Well, I'm finding it difficult to dial this bait caster in with such a light jig head. Didn't seem to be casting right, and I keep getting wind knots as well. Right, okay folks, learning curve. I've just tried using my bait caster reel with these 3 gram Ned Salamander jig heads, and I just can't dial it in. I just keep getting either wind knots or it's not casting well enough. So I've just swapped it over. I've put the Ned Salamander lure on this 9-pound line and small reel, and it's going to cast perfectly like this, and this is what I'm going to stick to today. Now I might swap it back over to a drop shot later, but this light little setup's what we're going to be using. Problem with this 9-pound line is I can't even see it. It's that fine. Just going to cast all the way to the other side of the bridge. I'm going to give this bridge a try up here. So again, that's all I'm using. Ned salamander with a 3 gram jig head, and then 10 centimeters of 10-pound wire. Should be strong enough for anything we're catching here, unless I get snagged. Like I say, I were going to use this for the drop shot, and I might swap back over to the drop shot in a bit, but for now I just want to try this salamander out because I got a bite on this last time. Have a quick cast to this overhanging tree. Right, bringing out the big guns now, not messing about. Let's do it. Let's get a slightly heavier trace. Dad's gutted about losing his little perch. Might be the only fish we get today. Right. Let's tie this on the bait caster. I was confident when I started out today, but I started mixing my methods up now. I should have just picked a method and stuck with it. But I am not a very patient person, considering I'm a fisherman. Let's get one of these big lures I've got. Look at that, that's a beast. Let's try it. Hopefully that gets smashed. That's casting better. Let's see how it looks in the water. Looks good, I think. Let's try it. Oh yeah, look at that. Look at that swimming action. If that don't get us a pike, I don't know what will. I've just swapped onto this tiny little jig, paddle tail. So we'll see if we get anything on that. Look at this hailstone. What are we doing? No wonder I'm ill. Ah dear. Is that a bit of an overflow there? What is that? It's like a good spot near an overflow. Just saying to my dad, this big lure that I'm using here, I've got to retrieve it a little bit too quick to get the right movement, and I just think it's going to be too quick of a retrieve at this time of year. But who knows. Moisten that up so it slides up and down nice. Let's give it another go. Right, out of the way, Dad.
This one's a good spot for what to do for pie.
Gets weeded up really quickly, this lure, because it's got a sharp nose to it. Bit crap, really. You see that? Weeds getting caught around its sharp pointed face there. And the only way to avoid doing that is a quicker retrieve. And at this time of year, I don't think we'll get a bite moving it so quick. Even though it has got a really good action. It's getting caught on leaves and stuff. Oh, rain's coming down now. Right, let's try again. Perfect little cast that over to that far edge. Okay, so I've just set back up on a drop shot, and I'm just using one of these 50mm tipsies, and we'll see how we get on with that. I'm just trying a few techniques. I'm just seeing which one we get a fish on, really. Right, let's thread that on. Probably need to go down a little bit further into that worm. There we go, that's better. Let's see how we get on with that. Oh, might have had a bit of a knock then. Let me get the mat out. And a little worm jig. Have you unhooked it? For
That's one for the future.
he's
Another 2 years, maybe it is.
Maybe 5. It's surprising, even that size, they've got nasty teeth on them.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow. Lovely.
yeah, get it back. And you were taking mick out of me about smallest one. That's definitely smaller than mine. Is it, Egg? I got snagged up with a drop shot, so I'm just going back onto one of these jig heads. Try one of these rib shads. Yeah. One actually been with a chance of catching something. I've not been really seem to have been tackling up all day. Look at this weather. We go fishing on some stupid days, don't we?
Yeah.
We go fishing on some stupid days.
Yeah.
These look like they'll be good. Well, at least my dad's caught on the worm jig. It's bloody hailstoning now. Can hear it bouncing off my flask. he's given up. Is that you done now? You've caught your fish? They look like awesome little lures, these. Yeah. Good job these GoPros are waterproof, innit? Right folks, so I think this is going to be the last couple of casts and then we're going to call it a day and head back. But at least my dad's caught today and he's lost one. Small perch, I think it was. So if we don't get anything on these last couple of casts, then that's another lure fishing blank for me. That's a better one. That definitely is a better pike then. Oh bloody hell, you've bit through your fluorocarbon. There we go. You're lucky to get that in.
Yeah.
Awesome little pike that did. Well done. Is that towards the middle again?
Yeah.
Was it? Must be getting the action down to a T. So that's the second fish today my dad's had on the white squirms. Using a 3-gram jig. Both of the fish weren't towards structures, they were in the middle of the canal. Right folks, that's our session done for today. I just want to say thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, now's your chance to do so. I'd really appreciate it, and thank you everybody for your support and watching the videos. Another failed day's lure fishing for me, but I'll get there. At least my dad's had a couple, so it's not been a complete disaster of the session. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next Westies Angling.